Oh, hello, people of the internet. I made a cute pumpkin cat. He's so adorable. So, hello. I am filming this from my car because I'm waiting for Small Human to finish her activity, and this is the only time I have to film it, so you get a picture of my car. Yay! We're shooting live. Well, not live. We're shooting on site. Yeah. So, slightly different than normal, but you know, probably only this episode and maybe another one. Planning. Anyways, I made this adorable little pumpkin cat guy and I wanted to chat about it. So the pattern is from EldStitches Horror. I'll put it up here. Adorable. I love this so much. There's a few things that I would change, and again, I don't think it was necessarily the pattern, but the way that I did it, I'm not overly fond of the eyes. If I were to do it again, I would redo the eyes, but I wanted to follow the pattern I wanted to follow the pattern to do it, to see what was the outcome from the way that, you know, the pattern was written to what I could do with my ability. So there's a couple of things. I love this. It's so adorable, but there's a couple of things that I would definitely change when doing the pumpkin sections. I didn't do enough of them, so I'm going back to following the pattern. I only did 4 taking in, and there were supposed to be 6 that was done, but I felt with the size of this, 6 would have looked a little weird and wouldn't have quite matched up. And it could have been just that my yarn that I was doing was different than what that was used in the pattern, because hers seemed to be a bit larger. So for the yarn that I used the Loops and Threads. Can't remember the exact name, but it's Loops and Threads, and same with the little stem on the top is also Loops and Threads, but it's the slightly bigger Loops and Threads. And then the orange and the green, I'm pretty sure are Premier Parfait Chunky. There we go. And and same with the white frill. I also, there's a tiny mistake in the back. I think I pulled it a little too tight, so the super cute ribbing that's on the front, it gets a little bit straighter in the back, and I think that's just because I pulled it a little too tight when I was trying to cinch everything together. So again, if I were to do it again, I would probably add some more rows on, just simply the difference between the loops and the thread and the Premier yarn made just a little bit of a difference, because they are slightly different in their thickness, even though they're about the same size, so they're slightly different. And also I find that the Loops and Threads versus the Premier, their density is a bit different. I find that the Loops and Threads is a bit fluffier. That makes sense. Anyways. And then the eyes, if I were to do them again, I personally they're supposed to be the square, and I understand the way that was written in the pattern, it does kind of make it out of a square, but it didn't look as much, or sorry, not a square, triangle. I know my shapes. Maybe I need to go where Small Human is. But I wanted them more to be a good triangle, and not quite. Not quite there. But that's okay. It is what it is, and live and learn. And I definitely want to make another one of these, because it was super fun to make, and it did make up pretty quick. Once I had enough time to do it. So I was doing it kind of in little sections, and then I put it all together. The tail is adorably cute. so there's wire in here. What I did with my wire, because the wire that I had was a little bit on the finer side, and I do apologize if you hear cars driving back and forth. I just parked in a parking lot. The wire that I have in here, it was a little bit on the finer side, so I didn't just want to put one piece of wire through it, because I wanted whoever gets this, like, I want them to be able to bend it and everything like that and not worry about it like breaking or anything like that. But if it ever does, like, there is a possibility of pulling it out. Just would be a little difficult. But so what I did was I took my wire, super flexible wire, but like still firm, and I wrapped it back and forth like 3 times the length that I needed it of the tail. And then what I did after I got the thickness that I like, I took the wire and I like not overly tightly, but I wound it all the way around just so it kind of made one solid piece, and then from the other end I wound it back again and then tucked in the metal so that there was no like spiky parts, just in case like a kid does get this. Any of the spiky bits are all like tucked inside of itself, so it won't, like, it will not, even if the wire does poke out, it's going to be the smooth ends that poke out, and it won't be the hard metal end or like the cut end. So for both ends of that, I did like kind of wrap it up so that I wouldn't get any spiky things, because that's always something that you need to be, or that I am always conscious of when I'm making something, because I'm, in all honesty, like, these are the kinds of things that I make generally. So generally most of my stuff does end up going to larger humans and not so much the small humans. But like, I would happily let my small human play with this without a worry. My small human is about 5, so like I wouldn't be worried, or even younger, I wouldn't be worried about it. Everything is super secure. But you know, that is always something that you have to be aware of anytime you give a amigurumi piece to a very small child that might not understand, is that you want to watch them with it, because things for whatever reason can unravel. So like small humans should never be left alone with yarn creations, because they can unravel, so you do want to be careful with it. But generally, like I said, most of our stuff that we sell to older people that are like, oh my god, which is always the best feeling ever. Like that makes us feel so good every time someone sees a piece of our work and it's like, ah. It just brings a smile to our faces. So, you know. And then what else? I had a few other things that I had in mind that I was going to talk to you about. Now I don't remember what they were. But anyways, so this pattern is the pumpkin cat pattern from EldStitches, and I'll post it above, and it'll also be below. Oh, there was something else that I was going to tell you. No, I can't remember. My brain has turned to mush. It's been a busy day. I don't know what it was. If I think of it, I'll add it in when editing Carla is editing. Which I'm not sure when that's going to be, but we'll figure it out. It might just be now. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed my little ramble about my pumpkin guy, and yeah, I'll catch you later. Okay, bye.